you want to know the one fun part of being a contrarian? When something you actually want to happen does happen, even after you've said multiple times it's not going to happen, you get really happy about it. I've been saying for a long time, we're probably just not going to get a direct this year. We had our direct, no, we're not getting another direct this year. We had our direct in February. We didn't have one at E3, and I decided, nah, normally we get a September direct, but this year's going to be different. We're not getting anything, because even without E3, we still got a Nintendo Direct in like June or July of 2020 when E3 was canceled that year. So, you know, I was expecting, hey, we didn't get a direct, so we're not gonna get another one. That was it. February's it, guys. Just wait till the Game Awards or next year. Besides, we got a lot of games this year. We're packed. We just got Xenoblade 3 a month ago. We just got Splatoon 2 yesterday. We got Bayonetta 3 coming out later, and Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope later. We're good this year. So imagine saying all that, and then you open up Twitter, and this. 40 minutes of content? Heck yeah! I'm hype. This is gonna be awesome. At least, I hope it will be. Let's get the obvious out of the way first. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or sequel to Breath of the Wild, whatever you want to call it, is it going to show up in the Direct? Personally, I don't think so, but that's just because that's my coping mechanism. I tell myself that something I want is not going to happen, so Breath of the Wild 2 in the Direct, not happening. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Gonna have to wait. We do know it's coming out next year in spring. That's all we know. And at the time, I think I'm content with that, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm also seeing people say that they hope to see Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC information, particularly the new story scenario that was teased to us back in June before the game came out in the Xenoblade 3 Direct. Now, I love Xenoblade 3. I just beat it a couple weeks ago. Great game. But this is a really stupid prediction because it clearly states right here that the new story scenario will be releasing by December 31st of 2023. It's not even December 31st, 2022. And people assume we're going to get the DLC information already? Really? Let's start with things I think are going to happen in the Direct, and then move on to things that I hope happens in the Direct. First of all, Mario Strikers Battle League. I think that's going to have an announcement for an update. That game came out earlier in like early June, and it's lacking in content. I've seen a lot of people complain that it could be so much more if it just had more stuff within it, more characters, armor sets, abilities, stuff like that, more modes, all that good stuff. So I think they're going to update it at least a little bit, or announce an update coming to the game soon. That does seem very likely. Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope, that's going to get at least a little bit of a showing. That's coming out in a few weeks, in like October, and it looks really good. They actually just announced Rayman as part of some DLC the other day with the Ubisoft Forward. That was pretty awesome. Although I will say it's hilarious how Rayman is now a guest star in a spin-off of his own series. That is hilariously pathetic. I also anticipate some Bayonetta 3 news. That's a big game that hasn't come out yet, and I know a lot of people are hyped for it. I know two people in particular who are getting it day one, probably pre-ordered it already if they have that option. I expect to see some Bayonetta 3 in tomorrow's Direct. Even just a mention in a highlight reel or something, we're gonna see it. And of course, you can't have a Nintendo Switch Direct without talking about ports from PlayStation and Xbox. One thing I know for a fact, we're gonna see Persona 5 Royal. That got announced back in June, around the time it would have been E3. That got announced to be coming to Xbox, Game Pass, and shortly after Nintendo Switch and a Direct Mini. Persona 5 Royal coming first just around the same time Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope comes out. So I'm expecting to see some Persona in the Direct. Maybe even some DLC or expansion to Shin Megami Tensei 5. That came out recently. That's really been popular. It would be pretty cool to see. And it's been a while since we've had any kind of remake or anything for a Nintendo game. The last one I can think of is Skyward Sword HD, which came out last summer. Personally, I would like to see a remake of Kid Icarus Uprising, or heck, even just a straight up port with slightly better graphics, because the Switch, believe it or not, is better graphically than a 3DS. But that falls more into the hope section, but generally I do expect a Nintendo game will be getting a port or remake or remaster on the Switch. I expect to see that announcement of a Nintendo game coming to the Switch. And lastly, one of two things we're going to end the Direct on. One has been a rumor for a long time that personally I don't believe, but it does kind of seem a little bit likely. And that is the rumor that The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess are getting ported to the Nintendo Switch. Personally, I don't believe that to be happening. Especially people saying it's going to be a collection of the two games. I really don't see that happening. But it would be nice to see. I only have Twilight Princess on the Wii, and I'm trying to emulate Wind Waker. Is not going great. And I barely play the Wii anyway. I'm still not even past the third dungeon. But I would love to see the games come to Switch. I don't think it's very possible, but it does seem within the realm of possibility. I know I just contradicted myself. Don't ask. And the other rumor I've been hearing is a new Fire Emblem game. We had a leak come out, I think, almost a year ago now, of supposedly a new character. Now, the only Fire Emblem content we've gotten on the Switch is Three Houses, which is amazing. A port of Warriors, which, sure. Warriors 3 Hosts, we just got that back in June. And the official localization of the very first Fire Emblem, as well as Byleth being added to Super Smash Bros., which everyone was happy about. But there's now rumor of a new Fire Emblem. There's been rumor of a new Fire Emblem game, and people are saying that now is the time. Personally, again, I would love to see that. I've liked Fire Emblem for about 5-6 years now. It's one I hear in Nintendo series, and a new game on the Switch would be amazing. But on that same token, let's go over to things I hope will happen. So things that I hope will happen. These are things that, whether they seem likely or not, it would be amazing if they happened. So carrying on from what I was just talking about, Fire Emblem. I would like to see the rumor of the port or remake of Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn coming to the Switch. Those are the games where Ike was the main focus, the main character, and I haven't gotten to play them. I've only played like the first few minutes of Path of Radiance, and I have no access to Radiant Dawn. I would love to play those games. They look so good, and so many people who've played them say that they're one of, if not the best Fire Emblem game, especially Path of Radiance. As for Zelda content, yeah, duh, I would love to see the ports for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, or mention of the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Even if we get nothing but an official title, I don't care. I want something with this game, because we have nothing right now. It's so annoying. I would also like to see Xenoblade Chronicles get a Warriors game. That series is perfect for Warriors, especially Xenoblade 3. That game is begging for a Warriors game spinoff. With all the heroes and different weapons and classes you can use. You got Heavy Guard, Sword Fighter, Strategos, Tactician. Medic Gunner, Ogre, Lone Exile, Full Metal Jacket. Come on, all these are just begging for a Warriors game. I would love that. Also, let's talk about Square Enix. Square Enix and Nintendo have had a rocky relationship over the years, but recently, with the Switch era, they've been mending their ways, even bringing Final Fantasy VII, of all games, to a Nintendo system for the first time, the game that was famous for not being on a Nintendo system. Earlier this year, they brought Kingdom Hearts over to the Switch, 1, 2, and 3. Cloud editions. Why? Why couldn't we get this physical? Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 ran on the PlayStation 2. Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe I can see why you made that a cloud version of the game. But even still, it's Kingdom Hearts. And what makes this even more infuriating is that another Square Enix game, Nier Automata, is getting a port to the Switch, and it's a physical game. And that game is way more demanding than Kingdom Hearts. So please, just announce a physical version of the Kingdom Hearts trilogy already. Even if you're just doing like the base games without any of the extra content. Give us some physical editions of it. We don't want the cloud versions. Some games, we get it. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, Control, we get it. But this is just unacceptable. Also, while you're at it, please put Final Fantasy XIII on the Switch. That would make me very happy. This next one doesn't seem very likely, which is why I'm putting it in the hopes section. I want to see more Mario Kart 8 DLC. Now I say this is unlikely because we just got some DLC back in July-ish, early July. We got the first DLC last year. No, not last year. We got the first DLC in like, what was it, April or something? And then we get the next DLC like 2-3 months later. So I'm expecting it's going to be at least a couple more weeks before we get any DLC news for the next 8 courses. But if we do get it in tomorrow's Direct, that'd be amazing. But I just don't think it's going to happen so soon after the last one. As of recording this, Nintendo actually just announced a few hours ago that NBA 2K23 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. I'm pretty sure every 2K game since the Switch's release has come out. I don't give a damn about 2K, but I know people who do. This is cool. But what I do want to see, not for myself, but actually for a family member of mine, my brother, I want to see Madden come to the Nintendo Switch. That'll be absolutely amazing, even if the game is ass. Just the fact that Madden will be on a Switch, I don't know, I just like the idea of that. And on top of that, if Madden gets to the Switch, then the upcoming NCAA game hopefully is good, and that'll come to Switch as well, which would make my brother beyond happy. So Madden I just want to see because I want to see my brother extremely happy. And lastly, these two hopes are far out in the realm of impossibility. But this is me, so I'm just going to come out and say it. I want good Transformers games on the Nintendo Switch. We only have one Transformers game on this system, and that is Battlegrounds. Transformers Battlegrounds sucks ass. I want to see War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, or Devastation on the Switch. I think out of the 3, Devastation would fit best for the Switch. Look at this game. You can't tell me this wouldn't work on Nintendo Switch. But that came out in 2015. It's owned by Activision, who are currently being purchased by Microsoft. It's a niche beat 'em up, and it's a licensed game. I don't think it's gonna come to Switch, unfortunately. But if it did, even just the most basic, bare bones port, I'd be so happy. I'm gonna be honest, I really have no idea what's in store for the Direct tomorrow, but I've said what I think will be in the Direct. I've said what I hope is in the Direct. Anything from what I've said happens, then in my opinion, this whole video has been validated. But we'll see what they show off tomorrow. when we see it. Peace out.